Interesting. Alright. What? Prosecutor Von Karma, you mean? No, I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he could win. I can't wait to see this kid. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. He knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now, his successor, I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mystic Maya. Oh. Pearly! You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they would have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came by all by yourself. Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I can't. Oh my. It takes 2 hours for... If it takes 2 hours by train, oh man. I don't know, I didn't read it. I clicked too fast. Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. If Von Karma tries to do something to me. At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. I still remember him as though I seen him yesterday. Every trial was scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. It was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life... Maya, please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone and he's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Okay. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? Didn't he resign? I don't remember. Oh god, I saw him. I saw his little painted figure. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. The prosecution and the defense prepared. Oh, it's a woman. What is with this kid? Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? Hold on. So she's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma. I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany, then came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Revenge? This is about her father, Manfred Von Karma. If it's something out of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ow! I'm talking. What is going on? If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person, I beg of you. Yow! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of Von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant Maya Fey will find no escape from my guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor? Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes, I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. It could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because no plea justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. What is that? How foolish. If that is how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like, father like daughter, I suppose. I don't really know what kind of voice to give her. Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at a local precinct. Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of the murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? That's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke through the door, broke the door down, and rushed into the room. And that's when they found that victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. Ooh. So how was the victim killed? I just want to look at that. Okay. I was about to get to that. Stop wasting any time then. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. There was a fired shot from the point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Okay. You may question the witness. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and just do a save here. Okay. The direct cause of death. Okay. This is the pistol shot to the forehead. Nice, we'll press this. We'll just press around. The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim. Now, why would he have... It was his own gun? Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you're missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints. They were fingerprints. Along with the victims, the defendant Maya Faye's were also on the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. Ah, I walked right into her hands there. Point blank range. Point blank, huh? So about how far away is that? It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Mr. Phoenix Wright. I grow tired of the foolish foolery of this foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn. When something is shot from point blank, A burned area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there are definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Oh, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Stabbed. And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see, and whose knife was it? Looks like it belongs to the face, sir. Of course, my face fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? Ugh, this does not look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's possible to fight back, let alone stand. His testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. Maya used the pistol to finish off the victim. Okay. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure as I could be. One look at the wounds, and you connect the same conclusion, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What a pain. That's enough. We had clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepts them into evidence. Ooh. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claimed to have heard the 2 gunshots at this time. And 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going to be bad from worse to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, please feel free to slam that gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true, Mr. Wright. Yes. Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, just as I promised, Mr. Wright, Phoenix Wright. You would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. I better think through this. I better think this through all the way. I'll just save. But he said it's basically saying that she did kill him. So, I don't know. If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled as a murderer. Can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of a complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright, Detective. Detective! Oh. Yes, sir. Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here. Proceedings are run by... Eek! Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, Detective, and give your testimony. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Sorry, pal, but there's even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed the person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume. There's totally evidence of a backspray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya Faye's the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both the murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? Huh, what's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to talk off with your trial between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Okay. Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kind of scary today, you know, pal. Come on, Mr. Wright. There's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. Maya's costume. Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya. She's wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? So you can see it's covered in blood. Oh, wait. This blood on the costume. Lab results show that it is the victim's blood. So there is blood from the victim in the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. So were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Excuse me. Well... If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time. Let's move on. Yes, Ms. Von Karma is perfectly correct. Ugh, not even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? Is it really changing the topic? I'm gonna press order. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be something about this costume. I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole in it. Looks like my time is up. About that costume. Can I look at it? I wonder if it... Oh, I can't look at it. Okay, that looks like the front of the costume, right? And he was stabbed in the chest? Where's the... Oh. Stabbed in the chest, then shot at point blank. I don't know if I can prove this. I don't know, something's bugging me about it. Your Honor. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is this problem you were talking about? Come this far. There's no turning back now. How many here I have this evidence? Piece of evidence is here. That hole. I didn't see that. I was trying to see if I could look at it. Ask the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve. There's a tiny hole here. A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What is this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. Oh, that smells of gunpowder. Looks like I found the hole I was just looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order, order. Order, this is a very grave matter. It It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke, nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. While I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. You do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then? No way. Detective Gumshoe, please continue your testimony. Yes, sir. He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't? You could find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of struggle, pal. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim? Did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around this murder changed drastically. Oh, we're in real trouble now. If only I had something to prove that the victim did fight back. That Von Karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. Well, I'll find a critical contradiction somehow, and then I'll have her. What's the way evidence? If it was his gun, then maybe he did shoot it? Oh, sorry. I keep clicking on it. Maybe I present the shirt here. So it was his gun to maybe try to shoot. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you stole... You police... What? Wait. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police looked overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you by what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? You're right. It seems you are correct. The victim tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Ha. What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Miss Von Karma. It seems that Maya Fey was shot by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. And why, that's right. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No. Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea or justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah, don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ah. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. This scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, on the surface, it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. There is quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess... You think you could get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix Ray? Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with the Korean channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Korean channeling technique. Like I said before, I am perfect. What about what you were talking about? I didn't quite get it. Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. If you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt really bad. How badly would you say he was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterward, I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. Guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Sorry. Where in the world did the pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day. But a handgun. He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? So, you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it by just pulling the trigger. Even me, I wonder. Now do you understand? Avant Karma logic is perfect. This testimony clearly makes us look very bad, but there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. Uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. Okay. Did I save here? I don't know. I'm gonna save here. Let me look at my evidence. Gunpowder residue on the bullet hole. Oof, that's a lot of profiles. I don't think I need to present a profile here. About inches off the ground. Looks. Okay. Ended it. Maybe I present this. Nope. The witness statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I'm not sure. Go to the opening and... Close he missed. Oh! I didn't mean to press that. This is the only thing I have from like a physical evidence thing from the room. Besides like the weapons. This is 2 shots were fired, right? Wait, okay, wait. So one was the shot that he fired, and then the other one that would it be Maya? Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back. Victim took out his gun. Victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. Then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun and ended it. Diagram channeling timber. What did I say after this? It says when clear makes us look very bad. A contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. Took to a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. I don't quite understand that. Stabbed in the chest, then shot at point blank. Oh. That's just all the people. While channeling. Gray surgical clinic. Rendered during channeling. Return friend forever. Yeah, those don't tell me anything either. I don't really know. I'm just gonna start guessing, I guess. Missing the tiny hole in this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. A. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burned on this costume? Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know. Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burned area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burned in this costume. I literally guessed. I had no idea that was the reason. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, you're standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Phoenix Wright. You think I can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything. Then I'll implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant out of the way. And it was then when they were separated that he fired. Why was that? Or how was that? As if that were even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Ooh. Well then. That's right, the defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took a shot. There, that should satisfy you even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. That doesn't make sense? Hold on. Why would she do that? I don't understand that. There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Yo! Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. What? Wait, what did I just say? It's either this or maybe this. That was wrong. Oh, that was right? Take a look at this. Why are you showing this to me, pal? Prosecutor Von Karma's explanation and this piece of evidence do not contradict. Huh? Haha, looks like you need to use your brain a little more, pal. Being lectured by gum-shriveled people is so embarrassing. Come on, hurry up and get to that thinking cap on. Okay. Why would they stop the music like that? And when she was about to strike, the doctor took a shot. Wait, that doesn't... So they're saying that he hadn't stabbed... that she hadn't stabbed him yet? Is that what they're saying? Maybe this? No, this is wrong. A folding screen. Oh wait, I would like to... Oh! Okay, I was right. I thought it was wrong again. I don't know anymore. I would like to point the cart's attention to the hole in the folding screen. Ah! Looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who, where, what? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... When the shot was fired, Maya, I mean the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order, order. This changes everything. Please look at the diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at the location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. Probably like in here? Somewhere around here. Uh-oh. The judge's face scrunched like he just smelled some serious bad breath. That is, I mean... Wait, I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Oh, sure. Anytime, I want you to think things through again. Oh. Whoops. I can't save. Gosh dang it. Then, what? Where would she have been standing in here? It's asked me for a very specific spot, and I don't know where they're asking me. Oh my god. Was she all the way back here? Here. Behind the floating screen? The victim and his attacker were fighting, were they not? Then what would the attacker be doing all the way back there? Besides which, if the attacker was behind the folding screen, then how could the victim even know where to shoot? It's obviously impossible. Yeah, I guess so. Mr. Wright! That was wrong too? Why, did I just screw up royalty? It's done is done. What? I don't understand. If the bullet's here, she has to be like somewhere standing in like this whole area. Standing by this? I don't understand. They're asking for such a specific spot. Oh my god. Let me reload it. Because I'm gonna die anyways. But the bullet, I don't understand. Did I do this area? I think I did that area already. Right here? She was standing here near the folding screen. Is this right now? Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You of all people should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she was shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Okay. Curse you, Phoenix Wright, you. I believe it had now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? I think it changes everything. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting all the way back by the folding screen. Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Yeah. Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Oof. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the back. Blast the radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think you have been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a rough time with you. You amuse me. All the things to inherit. Why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective? How dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? How is that my fault? You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured your punishment will come later. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. I'm tired. Oh, that's probably a good place to stop. Trials are long in this. So are the investigations. Okay. I did save, right? Yes. Title screen. Yes. My ears. Oh, this is an interesting case. Again, we're trying to prove Maya's innocence, which is funny. It was the second case too. She was also the second episode, I guess, which is interesting. I don't know who could have killed her because there are 2 people with motives, which would be the sister. Is it her name? Any of the nurse that died, and then her aunt too. Like, she seemed very keen on her daughter being like the heir, and she's wondering if Maya guilty. No, I think we just proved that she's probably not guilty. Well, welcome, but also I'm ending soon. But welcome anyways. I don't know. Is it like the aunt, I guess? Maybe my... I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that'll be it. For now. Maybe I'll see you next time. Sorry that you just joined. I'm wrapping it up. Pretty much. That'll be it. So have a good night. Goodbye.